Let's be honest. If you're waiting for that feeling of motivation to hit before you pray or study or get your life together, you might be waiting a very long time. We all know that battle, right? The one between our fleeting emotions and the steady action we know we need to take. Well, today, we're going to break down a better way, a more powerful way, the Islamic architecture of discipline.
You see, this slide really gets to the heart of it. Motivation, it's a wave. It comes and it goes. It's completely unreliable. But discipline, that's the bedrock. That's what you build on. It's what builds character. It's what builds a legacy. Islam was never built on the shifting sands of motivation. It was built on the solid rock of consistency.
So, does this sound familiar? Yeah, I'll start memorizing Quran when I get that spiritual high. Or I'll finally start that project when I'm really in the mood. We tell ourselves these stories, don't we? We're always waiting for this perfect emotional state that, well, it rarely, if ever, actually shows up. And so what happens when that perfect mood never comes? Well, instead of doing the work, you find yourself scrolling. You put off the important stuff for another hour, which turns into another day.
And eventually, that delay turns into that familiar, heavy feeling of guilt. And then you promise yourself you'll change, you'll do better tomorrow, only to find yourself right back at the beginning, repeating that same frustrating cycle all over again.
Okay, so listen, this is the most crucial insight we're going to talk about. That cycle, it isn't a failure of your faith. It's not a sign that your iman is weak or broken. It is a sign of untrained discipline. And here's the good news. Discipline is a skill. It's a muscle. And today, we are going to start building it.
In the Quran, Allah gives us the ultimate instruction on this. He says, "And worship your Lord until there comes to you certainty." Now, just pause on that for a second. Notice there are no conditions there. It doesn't say worship when you feel like it or worship when you're inspired. The command is absolute. It's continuous. So, it's all about one thing: consistency. You see, Islamic worship is not based on our ever-changing emotions. It is based on commitment. It's a structure for your life, not just a suggestion for when the mood happens to strike.
And this principle is captured so perfectly here. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "The most beloved deeds to Allah are those that are consistent, even if small." Think about that. Not the biggest deeds, not the most emotional or intense ones, the most consistent ones. That is the real key. And if you look closely, this training is already built into the very fabric of our lives. The 5 daily prayers are nothing short of a masterclass in discipline. 5 times a day, Islam trains you to act beyond your current mood. You pray Fajr whether you feel rusted or not. You pray Dhuhr whether you're busy or not. It's an incredible built-in system designed to forge discipline right in the middle of your daily routine. And this leads us to a really fundamental shift in how we see ourselves. Motivation, that's based on emotion. It says, I feel like doing this. But discipline is based on your identity. It says, this is who I am. It is the massive difference between doing something because it feels good in the moment and doing it because it's a reflection of who you truly are. And discipline will always be greater than emotion. Always. Just think about the life of the Prophet, peace be upon him. He faced unimaginable hardship, loss, responsibility. He didn't succeed because he felt inspired every single day. No way. He succeeded because he was disciplined, because his actions were rooted in his identity and his mission, not in some fleeting feeling. So, okay, how do we actually build this? Where do we start? Here is a simple, practical, 3-step action plan to start training that discipline muscle today. All right, step 1 is to lower the standard but increase the consistency. So forget about reading Quran for 2 hours. Start with just 5 minutes, but do it every single day. Then, step 2 is to attach that new habit to your prayers. Use Salah as your anchor, just like the slide shows. After Fajr, 5 minutes of Quran. After Maghrib, maybe it's 10 minutes of studying. After Isha, plan out the next day. The structure is already there for you. Just use it. And step 3, honestly, this might be the most powerful one of all. Act before you feel ready. You see, we have it completely backwards. We think we need to feel motivated before we can act. But the reality is, action is what creates the motivation. The second you begin, you start to build momentum, and then the feeling follows the action. So I want you to let this sink in. I want you to internalize this idea. You are not lazy. You are not a failure. You are simply untrained in the skill of discipline. And just like any other skill, it can be learned, it can be practiced, and it can be mastered. And when you step back and you look at the big picture,
you realize Islam itself is a system of structure. We have fixed prayer times, a specific schedule for fasting, precise calculations for zakat, set dates for Hajj. Our entire faith is designed to build this muscle of discipline, improving not just the next life, but this one too.
So let's end with this one thought. Stop waiting for some huge wave of inspiration to wash over you. You don't need it. All you need to start, to begin building the life you want, is 5 minutes. So, what small, consistent action will you take today?